So some of the things you should do before you arrive is wear some clothes that you don't care about, and then you do need a toolbox full of all the stuff that you need to remove the parts that you want to remove. It is pick and pull, so you pull it off yourself. So we're gonna head in and see if we can find anything I need. See you guys in a bit. Hey, what's going on, guys? We're in the lot. Actually some pretty cool stuff like that transmission, but what we're mainly looking for is, as you know, the E46 parts. We're gonna go to the furthest one first because that one's the furthest, so we'll give it a shot. Looks like these. Woo. Some of these BMWs. I've seen better days, but so it's actually a lot busier here than I thought it would be. So I may not get the parts I want, but we'll see. All right, you guys, so I'm already tired at row 18, so we're just gonna look at the ones that are immediately close. Oh, well, that just broke right there, but I think I see an E46. I'm not 100% sure, I forgot the year, but yeah, I think this is it. So disappointed because it's a sedan. Actually, no, it's an E36, isn't it? Ooh, man. Oh yeah, E36, but this may even be a 5 Series. I don't even know, but it's seen better days. But yeah, so with that being said, we're gonna continue looking around and go to the cars which we do know about. All right, you guys, a bit of bad news. The 323 we were looking at is actually an E36. So I may have done my math wrong, but let's walk over to row 21. And yeah, so I think the sedan came out before the coupe, because this looks like an E36. And indeed it is. So I was hoping for was a clean instrument cluster, which I think I just found. So I think I'm gonna get to dismantling this one, and I'll get back with you guys in a bit. All right, you guys, I got the gauge cluster out, and it looks pretty scratch-free. If the price is right, I'll probably just take it. And I just found our other E46, which is right here, this hot mess. So yeah, I think it's kind of interesting, really. Engine and transmission are completely gone. And the same deal over here. So just dead empty. It's kind of cool to look at. Another interesting thing is, check this thing out. Just look at that. Just engines. Forgive me if these are like silly parts, but I've never really been up close to an engine where you see the camshafts and timing belts. I do believe this is the BMW engine, the inline 6, because we got, you know, 6, and they're all in a line, and I'm not sure there's many other companies that do that aside from BMW. Oh yeah, that is definitely a BMW power steering pump. So this is probably from BMW. Oh, to get rid of any uncertainty. But yeah, I don't need any engine parts. So we got our gauge cluster and our tools, and so we're gonna keep on going. All right, just thought I'd give you guys the updates. So I decided I wanted the this black backing just for giggles, but I tried a pretty evasive way to get it off, and I ended up scratching it. But I did get the cover off, and that's all I really wanted. So I'm gonna take this with us and hit the last car, which is the latest model, so we'll see if it's good. Let me tell you guys, these Civics, they keep fooling me from afar. But down this aisle is the E46, and I think it's that very last car over there. Oh, look at that engine just plopped on the ground. That automatic fan just shredding, the only thing it's known to do. Automatic steering. Oh, I think this is the subframe. Steering wheel. This looks like a part package, but not necessarily the whole thing, which is odd. It's not so I guess the only thing we'll be looking for here is, oh, it's crowded in here, is a gauge cluster, and it's not updated, but I'm gonna pull it out and see if it does me any better. So headline's falling down just like a BMW, so I'll get back to you guys in a bit here. You know what I thought this was gonna be is a bunch of totaled cars, and you know, they just sit here, but I mean, these are pretty bruised up, and then they just get demolished. I thought they'd be clean inside. So I was also looking for new seats, but I now see that's just out the door. So the forums are definitely the way to go. So I mean, if you've done this before, then you probably already knew this. But yeah, so no coupes. I don't think I'm even going to try looking anymore. But I really do need a wheel section. But looking at the way these things are torn apart, I assume they're just going to be gone, or someone takes them, or I don't even know what happens to them. I don't even know if I'm going to take this. I think they want $15 for this. I don't know. I mean, it's clean. Oh, I think I just see a big scratch right there. You see that? Yeah, look at that big scratch. So I don't even want this. Because the idea is to clean up my interior, but now I see I'm looking at the wrong place. Forums are the way to go. I mean, look, the trim pieces, which are valuable. The doors. Doors could be good for me if I can find one in my color. But that's been pretty hard alone. I don't know. Something about this, you guys. It kind of talks to me. So yeah, it is disappointing. By the way, these papers are all, some of them are magazines, manuals, probably trash left in the cars, but one was even the EMV registration for the car. But yeah, I don't know. If you've done pick and pulls again, like I said, you probably knew what I was in the store for, but I don't know, just expecting cars right off the street, pulled right in. There's something kind of like this even. Like if I could find a car like the E46 like that, I would have had no problem. Yeah, it's like minty in there. If I could have found an E46 like that, I would have been stoked. But I see that's not the case. So I'm gonna start walking back. Hopefully no trains interrupt me. And I'll see you guys when I'm back. Alright guys, so since I like that one emblem, I'm gonna go back to my previous cars and see if those are good. Nope. And I just found them, and the hoods are good. Oh, we got one hood left. And the emblem is even worse than the one I have in my bag right now. So I guess the lesson learned here is that if this is mainly for parts that you need to make the car run, aesthetic parts just aren't gonna look good, which is understandable. I just kind of felt, like I said, that this is a place where cars go when they're totaled and they sit here in their condition. Do you know what I mean? But instead it's basically like a car graveyard before they end their lives. Like end their lives, not just, I guess we could call it disabled. But and I guess that's exactly what this is. These cars' probably next destination is death and the end of what makes them a car. So yeah, we're gonna head out and we'll see if I walk out with that emblem just for kicks. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
You were helping this gentleman here, so.
Alright guys, I'm back. So yeah, so they set me aside immediately while I was waiting to help another customer, and then I got the price for that cap, and it was $488, which I guess it's a good deal, but it wasn't $488 of coolness to me. I know that's not the right word I'm looking for, but that's exactly what it was to me. It is just kind of cool. I like the character, how it's kind of fading away. And probably the most frightening thing I noticed is that there were people in there that worked for dealerships, and we're not talking just like, you know, Japanese, we're also talking like German, and they were grabbing parts off the cars, and I'm not entirely sure how that works necessarily, but I'm pretty sure a dealer can't put used parts, anyone who's gotten labor done on their car, I've never heard of anyone saying used parts at a dealer. I've at an independent, I have been offered used parts when I had my initial maintenance on my E46. But yeah, I can see where the money is on the mechanical parts. This guy just bought an engine for $280. Like the whole engine, assemblies, and everything on top of it. And I know in the forums, there's a profit margin there for sure. But airbags weren't deployed on a lot of them, so steering wheel airbag, those are hard to come by, and a round one would be pretty sweet. So maybe I will always call in and every now and then and see if they got a coupe in stock, but we'll see. So I'm gonna head back to my favorite neighborhood, which is home.